Hey guys, I'm Elizabeth Newsom and welcome to my booktube channel. Today I'm going to tell you about 3 post-apocalyptic books caused by diseases that you can read during the coronavirus outbreak. So, I didn't realize this before the quarantine, but quarantines can be really boring, and the rest of my semester is pretty much canceled. I have all my classes online, and I no longer have a job anymore because I used to work on campus. Thankfully, they are allowing residents to stay on campus if they want to. But I now have a lot more time than I used to. And I'm betting you guys have a lot more time than you used to, unless you have some sort of job that's in the medical field. But for the rest of us, we don't have a lot of work or a lot of school, which means we have a lot of time. So here are some books that you could read during your coronavirus quarantine, in case you need something to fuel your paranoia. So this first book, The Last She, is about a disease that kills the vast majority of females. So there's really only guys that are left. And so of course this book is about one of the last women on the earth. And this book used to be on Wattpad. I don't think it is anymore, but it is probably my favorite book on Wattpad. I just really enjoyed it, and the romantic tension between her and the protagonist. And it starts off with her rummaging through this house for some canned food, and then she accidentally runs into this group of guys, and then they find out that she's a girl. And so they take her back to this big clan or gang that they have, and the leader of the gang clan really likes her, so there's automatically some tension going on there, but she doesn't like the leader back. So it's kind of a love triangle in a way, but really enjoyed the story. And if I'm honest, I just like post-apocalyptic books in general for whatever reason, even though they can be kind of depressing. So our next post-apocalyptic book is Enclave. And how it starts out is there are these underground enclaves full of these younger people. Typically the oldest are in their like upper teens, around 18 or 20, and then they die because people just don't live very long down there because they're in the sewer, there's not good sanitation, they don't have very good nutrition or sunlight. And so each person in the enclave has different jobs. There are people specifically just for breeding, there are people who are supposed to go out and protect their clan or enclave, and then there are neighboring enclaves. So the main character falls in love with this guy whose name is Fade, and he's new to their enclave, and he's lived above ground before, which eventually they have to go to for reasons explained in the book. Essentially the main reason is that the zombies start invading the underground, because the underground used to be safe, but then it's not. So I just really loved this book up until the last book. And as you guys probably know, if you've watched this channel for any length of time, I don't like it when the main characters sleep together and it's portrayed as right or okay. Just because saving yourself is something for me that's really important, and I don't think it's promoted nearly enough in our culture. Which is unfortunate because there are a lot of consequences to not. Anyhow, just to let you know, that happens at the end of the 3rd book, so maybe you're the kind of person who's okay with that if you skip over it. Maybe you don't care, maybe that's a deal breaker for you. Whatever, I'm just letting you know so that you can make the best decision for what you want to read. The next book is Legend by Mary Lou. So I read this quite a long time ago. It was so the past 2 are more post-apocalyptic, just kind of right after a disaster and how people are dealing with it and how they're scavenging for food. This is still post-apocalyptic, but it's also kind of dystopian. So there's been a plague going around, and households that have had the plague in them have big red X's on their doors. And honestly, I don't remember a ton about this book. I remember really enjoying it, and that there were 2 main characters, a girl and a guy, and it switched between their 2 POVs. Whereas the other 2 are dominantly female, this one had a pretty equal balance between the guy and girl POV. But aside from it being a good book, you should also know that the main characters sleep together again. My mom was reading ahead of me and she let me know that that was going to happen, and I stopped reading at that point, so just take that in mind when considering if this is a book that you want to read or not. Well, there you guys have 3 post-apocalyptic books about plagues and sicknesses. Again, just in case you're bored and you want to know what's the worst case scenario for the coronavirus. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe because I post one bookish video a week, even when the whole world is locked down on quarantine. And as always, I'd love to hear from you guys. Let me know some of your favorite post-apocalyptic books and also any thoughts you have about the coronavirus. Let me know down below and I'll see you next time. Bye!